Imagine for a moment that you are floating in the endless, dark blue of the ocean. It's quiet down here. The pressure is heavy, pressing against your skin. The light from the surface is just a faint, shimmering memory above you. In this alien world, you encounter a creature that seems like it crashed here from another planet. It has 8 arms, a beak like a parrot, and skin that can change from the texture of a jagged rock to smooth silk in the blink of an eye. It's the octopus. We've always been fascinated by them. We know they are smart, scarily smart. They can solve puzzles, open jars, and even escape from aquarium tanks when the security guards aren't looking. But while we obsess over their 9 brains, yes, they have a brain in each arm plus a central one, we often overlook the engine that powers this biological machine. Or should I say, the engines. Because if you were to look inside the mantle of an octopus, past the ink sac and the gills, you wouldn't find a rhythmic thumping like you feel in your own chest. You would find a complex, synchronized orchestra. You see, an octopus doesn't have 1 heart. It has 3. 3 hearts. Now pause and think about that. Why on earth would nature give one animal 3 hearts? Is it redundancy? Is it just in case one fails? Or is there a deeper, more desperate reason hidden in their biology? To understand why, we have to stop looking at the octopus as just a squishy animal and start looking at it as an engineering problem. And to solve that problem, we have to talk about blood. Take a look at your wrist. You see those veins? Inside them flows red blood. It's red because of iron, specifically a protein called hemoglobin. Humans, and most mammals, use iron to catch oxygen in the lungs and carry it to our cells. Iron is incredibly efficient. It's like a high-speed train for oxygen. But the octopus? The octopus took a different path on the evolutionary tree millions of years ago. The octopus doesn't have red blood. It has blue blood. And this isn't just a cosmetic difference, it's a chemical one. Instead of iron, the octopus uses copper to transport oxygen. The protein is called hemocyanin. When copper bonds with oxygen, it turns a rich, deep blue. Now you might be asking, why copper? Why not use iron like the rest of us? Well, the octopus evolved in the deep, cold ocean. In freezing, low-oxygen environments, copper actually works a little better than iron at snatching up what little oxygen is available. It's an adaptation for the cold. But there is a catch, a massive, fatal flaw. Copper-based blood is heavy. It is thick. It is viscous. Imagine trying to drink water through a straw. It's easy, right? That's your blood. Now imagine trying to drink honey or thick syrup through that same straw. You have to suck much harder. The resistance is immense. This is the life of an octopus. Their blue blood is inefficient at holding oxygen compared to ours, and it is physically harder to pump. It sludges through their veins. If an octopus had just 1 heart, even a big one, it would likely fail. It wouldn't have the horsepower to push this thick blue syrup through the gills to get oxygen, and then push it all the way to the tips of those 8 long arms. The animal would suffocate in its own body. So, evolution came up with a solution, a plumbing hack. It built a relay system. Let's break down how this 3-heart system works because it is honestly beautiful. First, you have the 2 branchial hearts. You can think of these as the booster pumps. They sit right next to the gills on either side of the octopus's mantle. Their only job, their sole purpose in life, is to take the oxygen-depleted blood coming back from the body and force it through the gills. They are the muscle that pushes the sludge through the filter to grab fresh oxygen. Once the blood is oxygenated and fresh, it flows to the center. This is where the 3rd heart comes in, the systemic heart. This is the king, the main pump. The systemic heart takes that fresh, oxygen-rich blood and blasts it out to the rest of the body, to the brain, to the organs, and to those 8 restless arms. It's a team effort. 2 hearts to load the fuel, 1 heart to deliver it. Without the 2 booster hearts, the main heart would burn out trying to suck blood through the gills. Without the main heart, the booster hearts would have nowhere to send the fuel. It seems perfect, doesn't it? A masterpiece of natural engineering. But nature rarely gives gifts without taking a payment. And for the octopus, this three-heart system comes with a very strange and somewhat tragic limitation. Have you ever noticed how an octopus moves? Usually they crawl. They use those suction cups to glide over rocks, tasting the ground as they go. They are slow, deliberate, and creepy. But they can swim. They can use jet propulsion, sucking water into their mantle and blasting it out of a siphon to shoot backward like a rocket. It's fast. It's impressive. But notice something. They rarely do it for long. They jet away and then they stop. They hide. They go back to crawling. Why? Because of a design flaw in the plumbing. When an octopus uses jet propulsion to swim fast, the immense pressure inside its body cavity creates a problem. To create that jet of water, they have to squeeze their mantle muscles tight. But the systemic heart, the main heart, is inside that mantle. When they squeeze to swim, they physically constrict the space where the heart lives. The pressure is so high that the main heart stops. You heard that right. Every time an octopus swims fast, its main heart stops beating. Imagine if every time you ran for a bus, your heart paused until you stopped running. You would get tired instantly. You would feel dizzy. You would collapse. That is the reality for the octopus. Swimming literally gives them a temporary heart attack. It causes instant oxygen deprivation. This is why they are ambush predators. This is why they hide in camouflage rather than chasing prey down like a shark. They are built for stealth, not for speed, because their own anatomy betrays them when they try to sprint. This fragility makes their intelligence even more poignant. Think about the energy cost here. We have this creature with thick, inefficient blood. It needs 3 hearts just to keep the lights on. And yet, it supports a nervous system that rivals some mammals. An octopus has about 500 million neurons. That's close to what a dog has. But most of those neurons aren't in the main brain. They are distributed into the arms. The arms can think for themselves. They can explore, taste, and decide to grab things without waiting for orders from headquarters. Feeding all of this neural activity requires a constant, massive supply of oxygen. So, those 3 hearts are working overtime, constantly battling against the viscosity of that blue copper blood, just to keep this incredible mind awake. It really puts their life cycle into perspective. You might know that octopuses don't live very long. A common octopus might live only 1 or 2 years. The giant Pacific octopus may be 3 to 5. They live fast and they burn out. When a mother octopus lays her eggs, she stops eating. She spends months blowing water over the eggs to keep them oxygenated, using those branchial hearts to keep the flow going. She wastes away. By the time the babies hatch, her hearts are too weak to carry on. She dies, having given every last pump of energy to the next generation. It's a system that is powerful but incredibly expensive to run. So, the next time you see an image of an octopus, looking back at you with that horizontal alien pupil, don't just think about the ink or the suction cups. Think about the rhythm inside. Think about the 2 side hearts, tirelessly pushing thick blue liquid through the gills. Think about the central heart, waiting for its delivery, pumping life into a brain that is so different from ours, yet curious just like us. And think about the fact that this creature is walking a biological tightrope every single second. It is an animal that traded iron for copper, red for blue, and simplicity for complexity. It needed 3 hearts, not because it is a monster, but because it is a survivor in a world that wasn't made easy for it. It's a reminder that on this planet, life finds a way, even if that way involves blue blood, stopping your own heart to swim, and carrying a spare pump, or 2, just to stay alive. Because in the deep, dark ocean, you do whatever it takes to keep the beat going.